Mhm. Mhm. Hey everybody. Hey everybody. So, um, yeah, hopefully we'll have some people join us in a second. I know this is like, y'all know I'd be doing spontaneous lives sometimes. But so I am I have a dilemma. I'm trying to, I'm trying to expand my garden, but expansion doesn't necessarily mean that you have to grow. um I mean, it doesn't have to mean that you grow uh a whole lot of different crops, right? It could just mean that you just want more space to grow in. And so I'm having a hard time deciding what to do. I have mapped out my plan, but I know, who am I talking to, right? There's four people in the house. But welcome, Diva. Thank you for being here. Um, and whoever else is in the house, I mean, you can say hi in the chat, but you don't have to. But I'm trying to see. This is the mistake I made a couple of years ago. I was so excited about growing and getting other varieties of vegetables that I tried to grow too much stuff. And um I know I'm not the only person that's done that, but you're just trying to grow too much and it gets too overwhelming, or you are just very disappointed because something didn't work out the way it was going to. I mean, you're going to have that pretty, consistent in the garden. What's up, Suzette? Hey. um and but so my question is, if you all could narrow it down, so the crops that you grow in your garden, um and let me put a number on it. Let me say, Lynette. Hi, Lynette. Let me say five. Five, I know, right? But if you can narrow it down to five crops that you grew in your backyard, what would they be? If you could type that in the chat, that would be great. And I'm not necessarily asking, um, yes, I am. So not don't just say tomatoes, peppers. I do want you to say that, actually. I do want you to say that. It doesn't have to be variety specific. But if you are going to be variety specific, then I would like to know which varieties are most prolific, that you've grown in your garden before and that you plan on growing again. So narrow it down to five, though. So if you're not going to be specific, just go ahead and tell me the crops that you would, the top five crops that, if every year you had the opportunity to grow a garden, you would definitely have in your garden. If you're going to be variety specific, then only list the most prolific, and just five, though, no more than five. I know that's hard. Um, and it may take a minute for people to think about it, and that's fine, because I do want you to think about it. Um, I'm just having a problem because, you know, there are just there's always so many things. True gardeners want to learn, and they're always willing to learn, right? And be open minded about things and try new things. But I think, more open to trying a whole lot of different things. Like, your garden doesn't have to look the same every year. I'm trying to decide if I want to believe that, what I just said. Mm. But if you are focused on, you know, what you like, what your family likes, you may not switch it up so much. And or if you're deciding to sell your produce, you may not do so many variations. I don't know. So this is more of a therapy session for me. Thank you all for joining it. I'm trying to or a brainstorming session. But I really do want to know, you know, again, the top 5 crops that hands down you would have in your garden every single year, the top 5. If you go variety specific, what are the top 5 prolific crops that you've grown? What are those? And you can answer both questions. Um, I'm just trying to get an idea what everybody else is doing and what everybody else is planning. Um, and to kind of help me hone in my thoughts about my own garden, because uh, you obviously, if there is any beginner gardeners out there, and you're like varieties, I don't even know what that means. That's cool. The tomatoes, there are different types of tomatoes, but you always want to start growing stuff that you know you like. So if you don't like tomatoes and nobody in your family eats tomatoes, you probably shouldn't grow them, right? I mean, that makes sense. So start out with stuff that you want to grow, that you like, and then venture out. But yeah, I'm just kind of okay. So let me see what y'all. Diva, I need you to act like you got some sense in this live. Please act like it. Does chocolate mint count as a crop? Well, you can. Do I want to entertain this question? I don't know if I want to entertain this question. Oh God. If you know what, in this world, your garden can look any way you want it to look. So if you want to farm chocolate mint, then then you can farm chocolate mint. Oh Lord. Let's see. What all are you planning to grow in your garden? Well, so I thought I had a plan. And of course, so I thought I had a plan. Um, this is my little handy dandy barefoot gardening. This is kind of a dream of mine, right? What I really want some of my land to look like when I get more acreage. But this is my garden expansion project right here. And so I'm kind of rethinking everything. So I've just purchased a cattle panel trellis, my first one ever, and I'm excited about that. Most people arch it and grow up the arch, that way. But I'm not gonna arch it. I don't think, as of right now, I don't think I want to arch it because I want to grow more plants, more tomatoes, more peppers, and other vining crops. And I feel like if I go just straight across 16 feet, that I could do that, right? And use the trellis to grow all kinds of different veggies on that trellis, just not all tomatoes, but mostly. Um, and then, but I'm even rethinking, you know, because I should be able to get 16 plants. Yeah, how many plants I can get on that trellis without it being too cramped and too crazy. But I am going to challenge just a little bit of the traditional gardening and plant my tomatoes a little bit closer than a square foot apart. Um, so I'm kind of thinking about that. That's going to be a little experiment, but also I just kind of want to see what happens. And and then peppers, pole beans, cucamelons, like I had okra, some cut flowers. I'm gonna be more intentional. I grew zinnias and stuff like that last year, but and the zinnias are gorgeous, and I plan to have them in my garden again. But I want to attract pollinators and all that kind of thing. And they're beautiful. I just love to look at them. They are absolutely amazing. incredible flowers. And but to also kind of dab my toe into cut flower life, like yeah, and make arrangements and stuff. I'm not good. I'm not that artistic. But I want to kind of learn. I want to learn some of that. And herbs. My plan is to grow a lot of herbs this year. But I'm not. I just realized I'm not going to be able to grow everything. Like I want to grow every herb that I possibly can, but that I just need to. I know that I need to just wind it in a little bit. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm hoping to get some ideas from you all. So I have my handy dandy um, notebook, like that guy on Blue's Clues says. And I'm going to write down what y'all say, because I think if I see a trend, then this is probably what consumers want. You all are consumers. And if this is what you think about when you're growing, what you want, then it's probably likely that somebody else wants the same thing. So I'm just gonna use this as a little guide to kind of hone in my garden for next year, or for this year. Oh my gosh, it's this year. So let me look in the chat right now. And hey, Stephanie. Hey, woman to woman. Oh my gosh, good evening. I'm so glad you're here. I hope that you didn't work too hard today. But it's so good to see you, woman to woman homestead. And Suzette. Okay, so Suzette said tomatoes. I knew that was going to be one. Onions, peppers, potatoes, and so regular potatoes of some sort, like a russet or something like that, or red potato. Is that what you're saying? And then sweet potato. Okay. And it's really hard, but I really want everyone to respond, if you don't mind, and narrow it down to 5 crops. 5 crops. So Diva says elephant garlic, elephant, shishito, pepper. So if you're variety specific, you're telling me that these are very prolific crops. If you're going variety specific, you're telling me these are very prolific crops. That means you get a lot of harvest off of these particular varieties. Shishito, potato, onion. Is it potato, onion, or onion and potatoes? I've never heard of potato onion. Just wondering. Buttercup, squash, and Kentucky Wonder. Hello, Kentucky. Okay. And then thank you, Diva. Thank you, Suzette. And then you say exploitation. Oh God. Stop putting ideas in people's heads. No need. I really want your honest opinion. I feel used. I'm sorry. Full horns. Hey, good afternoon. Okay, come on, woman to woman. Think about 2 more crops. If you had to pick your top 5, she said 3 of them are tomatoes, peppers, berries. Okay, what kind of berries? Like strawberries, blueberries, just berries all together. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Miss Stephanie. Miss Stephanie says potatoes. Okay. Tomatoes. Strawberry. Sweet. Wait a minute. Strawberry, sweet tomatoes. Wait a minute. You can't pick another one, Stephanie. You said potatoes, tomatoes, strawberries, sweet tomatoes, and carrot. Well, tomatoes is just one crop. Let's just count that all together as one crop. So pick one more for me, Miss Stephanie. Carrots. Okay. David said, please don't. It's meant to derail you. Let's see. Uh, Seven Angels. Hello. What is up, Seven Angels? Good to see you. Oh my goodness. Chocolate men sounds good. I can't take it. We cannot farm chocolate men. Um, wait, I take that back. Whatever you want your garden to look like, it can look like that. If you want your garden to be farming chocolate men, that is totally fine. Oh Lord Jesus. Help us. Oh goodness gracious. Okay, cute because I'm visual. Okay. Oh goodness. UT. Hey, UT. So let me see if I can. I don't even know if y'all gonna be able to hear this track. And I do not own the rights to the music. But when I tell you I couldn't even hardly watch the daggone video that he posted because I'm too busy dancing to the daggone track. And I don't know who made it, where you got it from. I didn't even look in the description to see if you showed us. But honey, this track was all that. This video, I did watch the video, I promise. But I was like, I don't even know if y'all can hear it, but I really want to like stand up and dance around like. So it starts off kind of like. Sheet of print dancing on the people, rolled up at the after joint, dancing on the people dancing on the people. I got people on the people dancing on the people with the people on the people smoking CO2. See me, see you dancing on the people, climb up on the booth, hanging from the people on the people. Yeah, hear that? The roof dancing on the ceiling on the people. I got people on the people dancing. I swear, I was going through this house. I was washing dishes and then doing some other stuff. But honey, I was dancing all the way. I played it like 3 times so I could dance to it. So if y'all haven't heard that video, go check out his YouTube channel. Name is UT33200. He's in the chat. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. That gave me life today. I swear. Gave me everything I needed. Plans are for nerds and magic. You told me that a couple of times. You're so right. You're so right. Oh goodness. We definitely are growing our winnings from. Oh my goodness. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Yeah, Woman and Women Hope said one of the giveaways that I did on the channel recently. So I'm so pumped up that y'all gonna grow with me. Seven Angels Farm. Okay. He says celery. Egyptian spinach. Malabar spinach. I have some seeds for that. Somebody who gave me that. Did you give me them seeds or did DD's Pharmacy? I can't remember. But I'm excited to grow Malabar spinach. I'm gonna put it somewhere. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I'm gonna put it somewhere. Okra, honey, okra is prolific as I mean, you'll be sick. You'd be sick and tired of picking okra because it's like every day. Every day. You are so right about that. And cucumbers. Okay. And then okay, herbs for sweet basil, cilantro, rosemary, purple basil. Okay, and herbs. So let me put herbs back. Okay. Herbs. Um Hey Sandra, good evening. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Uh Potato onions. Wait a minute, what happened to my chat here? Potato onions. Let me go back up. Hold on, y'all. I'm going through this chat real slow because I want to make sure I get everybody's stuff down. Yes, it's potato onions. They're a variety of onion. Shut up. Shut up. I've never heard of potato onion before. See, you learn something all the time. Lynette says, okay, and walking onions. You love walking onions. Okay, Lynette says tomatoes, bells, squash, pumpkin, and potatoes. Okay. Thank you so much. Japanese potato. You know what? I just got I picked up the 2 days ago at the store. And it's a store I frequent, but not as much as my regular store, if that makes sense. If I'm on that side of town, I'm definitely going to this store. And I picked up 4 different varieties of sweet potato. And two of the varieties, one's a purple potato that's different from the one that I grew slips from last year. And then the other, it just said ornamental, or oriental, not ornamental. Ornamental is decorative-ish. Or gosh, now I can't even say it. Oriental potato, and it's a white potato. And I think I've seen somebody, maybe it was Midwest Gardener. I think it was him. I might have to go back and look at his video, but it's a white potato. I haven't cut it yet to see what's inside, what the inside looks like. I think it's white flesh, but white skin, or like a tan skin, very, very light skin on the potato. So it's a variety of sweet potato. I don't know what the name is, but if anybody knows the name, that'd be great. I mean, I could go grab it. Let's see. Woman to Woman says pumpkin, tomatoes, berries, peppers, and shallots or shallots. Okay, I got you. Shallots. And I've got a great harvest of Tabasco peppers this year. Made some killer hot sauce. Tabasco pepper plants set off a lot of fruit. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes. Hey, Food Forest. I'm so glad that everything is back to normal. It looks like. Welcome in the chat. I know you had some problems with your channel for a minute. I hate that happened, but I'm so glad you're back. UT says sweet pepper. Heirloom tomatoes, large squash, herbs, and corn. Corn is something I don't have to have in my diet. I just don't. I don't know why. And really, the only time I want to eat corn is when I'm eating potatoes, because I like to mix them. I don't know. And I don't eat a whole lot of mashed potatoes, or like white potatoes, mashed white potato. I love sweet potato. I can eat that all the time. Let's see. I did 5. However, I have 20 more. I did 5. However, okay. Sorry, had to let that register. 7 angels. Yeah, they do once they get going good. I'm trying to overwinter my Tabasco in the greenhouse. Not tobacco. I know you meant Tabasco, I think. Okay. Sandra says tomatoes, peppers. Good. You're the first person that said greens. Isn't that something? Potatoes and watermelon. That's new. Melons. Okay. Stephanie. Okay. Peppers. Got it. Never heard of Tabasco peppers. Really? Yeah, most of the time you have Tabasco hot sauce sitting on your table. Maybe that's, I don't know, in like restaurants, and that's typically like IHOPs and stuff like that. They typically have Tabasco hot sauce. Let's see. Yes, please go check out. I think Woman to Woman, you were talking about UT 332 or 33200. UT is what I usually call them. So yes, please go check them out. You can usually find tobacco. Did you mean tobacco peppers? Did I misread the I don't know. But I've heard of Tabasco. I've never heard of tobacco. They are the ones Tabasco sauce use. Oh, tobacco peppers at Walmart. They are the ones Tabasco sauce uses. I don't know. Hey, lady, what's going on? Mama Tried Homestead. Hello. Sorry, I'm just now getting to you all. The Bull's Garden. Hey, good evening. And yeah, Mama tried okra, honey. I mean, that okra, I only had 5 plants. I had 5 plants last season, and it once they got going, honey, it was like it's like after the first pick. So, like out of those 5 plants, I probably got 5 okra. The first time I ever harvested. Then after that, it's like every plant put on 5 a day. It was crazy. It was crazy. But those flowers, oh my goodness, those okra flowers are gorgeous. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. UT says, oh dang, y'all are wait a minute, let me go back up. Definitely recommended giving M spinach Malabar a try. We have become big fans of it over here. I hear that. Everybody says that. And it grows in the heat. Yes, and the heat and humidity is crazy here, and so I'm excited to try that. And it does climb. Yes, it does. Let's see. Everybody saying what's up to each other. That is so cool. Making lemonade from lemons. Hello. So everybody that's coming in kind of late or whatever, I had asked or posed 2 questions. If you could narrow it down, and I know it's hard. Narrow it down to 5 crops that you would grow in your garden every year. It doesn't matter what happens. Those 5 crops have to be in your garden. What would they be? And if you're going to offer varieties, what are the top 5 prolific varieties that you would grow in your garden every year? So if you can write those in the chat, that would be amazing. What I'm trying to do is wrap my head around really what I want to do, what my garden plan is. And I know, yes, I should grow things that I love and I like to eat. And that's true, and I will. But I'm also open to trying new things. And I just don't want my garden full of new stuff that I've never tried. And I've done that for a couple of years, and I'm ready to kind of hone in. And then I'm interested in what the trend is amongst a group of people. Like, what do people want to eat? So if you were going to the store to buy your produce, okay, what would you pick up? What would you pick up? So if you're gonna offer your top 5 crops, that's cool. You don't have to do varieties, but if you do want to go specific, tell me the most prolific varieties that you've grown in your garden. And only 5. Just give me 5. I greatly appreciate you. And I'm learning about some new stuff too, because I've never heard of a potato onion or a tobacco pepper. That is something, and maybe that was a misspell. I'm not sure, but I've never heard that before. Um, let's see. Who else? Everybody saying what's up? What's up? Uh, let's see. Mama tried to say I love fresh cream sweet corn. You know what? I do like cream sweet corn. I don't know when it's been. I don't know how long it's been since I had cream corn. Girl, that was probably when I was a child. I don't even know. We don't eat a lot of corn in my household. We just don't. I don't think there's a reason. We just don't. Um, let's see. Sandra said watermelon. Okay. Um, okay, woman to woman. Thank you so much for coming in. Oh my gosh. 5 a.m. Whew. Okay, get some sleep. You're growing Roselle? Thai Roselle? I don't think I've ever heard of that. What is Thai Roselle? Yes, you do have to stay on top of that okra. Uh-huh. Canadians are wintering Malabar spinach through in some cases as well. Really? Okay. So y'all giving me all kinds of stuff this evening. Thank you so much. All kind of good information. Full force. Well, making lemonade from lemons was a gale force snow and windstorm here on Vancouver Island. Some damage in hydro for a while. Hope you all are well. Lord Jesus, there are just all kinds of storms going on. People have lost their. I saw Dave the Hillside Gardener. I don't know if he's here, but he lost his whole daggone greenhouse. It completely blew over. The Stivers homestead had some damage. Those storms that came through were just crazy. So but everybody seemed to be well. Nobody seemed to be hurt. But there was a little bit of damage to their property. So yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so the bull said tomatoes, peppers. Bull, I cannot wait to see your space this year. I really can't. It's about to be all that. I know it is. Zucchini. Okay, potatoes and greens. Okay. And then making lemonade from lemons. Thank you so much. Tomatoes, peppers, herbs, green beans. That's a new one. And potatoes. Potatoes, I hear a lot. I didn't think I was going to hear potatoes a whole lot. But that's cool. That's cool. Okay. And then Mama Tried Homestead is in the house. And okay, so she done went real specific. So she's telling me the idea is that these crops are prolific in your garden. And so let me I don't have Cherokee purple, but those are some beautiful tomatoes. Cherokee purple, tomato, rattlesnake, pole bean. Yeah, those pole beans, honey. Georgia collards, honey. Me and you need a Georgia. Let me see. Can I spell Georgia? Collards, poblano pepper, crookneck squash. Yes, crookneck is very prolific. Okay, thank you so much. Hey, Miss Cheryl. Oh my God, she's here. Tomatoes, sweet pepper, okra, greens, and green beans. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank y'all so much. So your top 5 crops, your top 5 crops. And I have a question. When is the best time to start tomatoes and peppers? Well, Miss Sandra, what zone do you live in? That would be great. So if you don't know your zone, you can go check out the Farmer's Almanac and just type in your in Google, just type in your zip code, or you can just type in your zip code and a hardiness zone, and the website will pop up as well. So let's start there. Okay. I have a question. When is the best time? So Sandra, everybody pay attention. Look out for Sandra's response to what zone she's in. And then if there's anybody in here in that zone, okay, she said Texas. So we have a few people in here that's in Texas. So if everybody would please respond to Miss Sandra, that'd be great, because growing seasons are different everywhere. And so I may start my peppers and tomatoes in March, but people in warmer climates may start them now. So I don't. So anybody, I know there's at least 2 people in here from Texas. So if you don't mind responding to Miss Sandra, that would be great. Thank you so much. Miss Catherine, hello. How are you doing, Miss Catherine? Let me back it up a little bit. Let me back it up. 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 Okay, making lemonade from lemon says I had what they call sorrel, which is the roselle, when I lived in Jamaica and loved it. Got it. Okay. Food Force, thank you so much. Sunchokes. I just saw your video about sunchokes. I never heard of it before. Okra. 13 types of spuds, potatoes, celery, and garlic. Got it. Thank you so much. Let's see. Thai Roselle is in the hibiscus family. Makes a great beverage. Well, hibiscus, anything, and honey, if they produce flowers, I just want to look at them all the time. I love that's okra. Okra, the flower or plant or whatever is in the hibiscus family. That flower is very beautiful. Oh my God, so gorgeous. Um, Stephanie Valadez, hello. We're talking about our top 5 crops that we would grow in our garden. Top 5, hands down, every single year. You're going to have these top 5 crops in your garden. Just 5. And if you're going to go specific with varieties, tell me the top 5 varieties of crops that are most prolific for you in your garden. Food Forest says good night. Good night. Good night. Get some good sleep. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Greens that can take the heat. Yes, ma'am. Yes. And I did a video on that like last season because I was interested as well. We get hot. I mean, hot here. I mean, we've never, I think 1, 2, 3 times. I think, yeah, 3 times during the season last year, the heat index was in the hundreds. But and I know Texas and some more further south, the further south you go, you get hotter days consistently. But yeah, and the humidity is just horrible here. Oh God, it just makes you want to like scream and then like go somewhere and just lay out like this because it's bad. It's bad. Let's see. Thank you, Mama Homestead. Uh, and then Texas. Okay, so we got people responding to her. Okay, yes, Miss Craft. What's going on, Miss Craft? So we're talking about the 5 crops that we would love to grow every year in our gardens. What are those 5 crops that you can think of? Just 5 that you would grow in your garden. And if you go variety specific, what are the top 5 most prolific garden crops that you've grown in your garden? If you can narrow it down to that. So Miss Cheryl, that's one of the people that I was thinking about, says 6 to 8 weeks before your last expected frost, which would be now for Texas. So, go for it. Go for it. Start them now, which if you start them indoors, they're not going to do well outside. My understanding is at least at nighttime because it's so cold at night. It seems like y'all were getting warmer days, but cooler nights still. But starting them indoors, go for it. Right now, Miss Cheryl says, UT, I've got a good link for the hardiness map to throw up here if you want. So you can throw it up and then can you throw it up? Let me see here. You can throw it up now. Happy New Year to you, Miss Catherine. Oka, not okra. Oh, I'm sorry, Food Forest. Okay. He said oka. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what oka is. I got some Googling to do after this live, y'all. Okay. And then let's see. 7 Angel says oka is thank you. Is grow for tubers isn't well, I don't know. I don't know. Swiss chard takes the hot Texas heat. Yes. So Swiss chard, in my experience, that Swiss chard lasted. I planted it in the spring, but honey, it lasted all year until I pulled that plant out. I mean, the leaves are gorgeous and big. Paris Cos lettuce did really, really well in the heat as well. And let's see, I can't even remember the other one off the top of my head. But so yeah, Swiss chard just kale did really well and cold and hot. And it got hot here and the kale was still booming. Miss Craft said green tomatoes, peppers, corn, onion. Give me one more, Miss Craft. Gotta go. Okay, bye, Stephanie. Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. Miss Catherine says, if I can find it again, where did it go? Uh, where did it go? Sorry, I lost my chat here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Um. Okay. Peppers, eggplant, squash, watermelon, watermelon. One, two, tomato pepper. Okay. All right. Good. 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 Oh, you've got melon. Okay. Gotcha. My chart is growing great right now, and in the summer it keeps going. Yeah, it's crazy, but it really did switch the onions for melon. Well, that would be fab. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah. Okay, I've got to go. Okay, thank you, Miss Cheryl. So good to see you. Get that hair done. Yes. You doing somebody's hair. Yeah, have a great evening. Kel is real yeah, Kel will do pretty much anything, honey. It could get frosted to death and it'll still survive. Swiss chard does well in the south all year round. Lemon sorrel does well too. I planted a small start last spring and now it is like a bush. Oh my goodness. Good info on the chart and heat tolerance. I have always assumed it was like most of the other more fickle leafy greens. UT, throw up that link for the hardiness zone if you want. And cucumbers do good as well. In the heat, I grew cucumbers in partial shade last year, and I only got like 3 off of 2 plants. So I dabbed my toe with cucumbers last year. But I'm looking forward to trying them a little bit more, and they will be in more sun next year. Or this, I keep saying next year. Oh my gosh, it's 2020. They will be in more sun uh, this season. Okay, thank you, UT. And so yeah, that looks like a good website. Yep. Miss Craft says, Stephanie, how do you prepare sorrel? That's a good question. My cucumbers were a flop last year, honey. Yeah, Mama tried. It was just, you know what was a flop? Peppers. Peppers were a flop. Like I don't know what happened. I literally got on the bell peppers. Is what I'm talking about, because I also grew sweet peppers and anchos, and those did fairly well. I got like off of one plant, I probably got 8 peppers off the anchos, and then the sweet peppers I probably got 12, 13, 14 off of one plant. So those were pretty decent, but I didn't have many plants. I think I had 2 of each. And then but the bell peppers, California wonders, I was so sick. I was so upset. They didn't do well, so I'm gonna try to do more of those this year. Actually, I don't even know if I'm gonna do the California wonder. I might, but I don't know. I just want to. But I really want peppers. We eat a lot of peppers and onions around here. Uh, let's see. Okay, I grew emerald giant bell peppers, and they were great. Emerald giant bells. I got some Cubanelle seeds. I am so excited to try those. They are like they look like a sweet pepper or yeah, like a sweet pepper, but huge. I mean, they're longer and a little bit thicker. I'm excited to try the Cuban nails. Squash bugs and cucumber. Okay, can we just stop at squash bug? Can we just stop at squash bug, honey? Cucumber beetles took out my kooks. Yeah, cukes. I did pretty good with hot peppers though, honey. The squash bugs was on the lettuce. They were on the tomatoes. I'm like, what are y'all doing over here? You ain't got no business over here. But honey, they didn't care. They didn't care. And then I was like, die what? I'm not, honey, I put DE on diatomaceous earth on them. I, spray neem oil, all those organic things you tried to do. They were just walking through the diatomaceous earth, honey. the next day. I was like, oh, okay. All right. So I just had to squish them, like literally step on them to kill them. Soapy water, yeah, but I don't. If I find you, I'm throwing you to the ground and I'm stomping on you. That's what I'm doing. Oh goodness! But that's the only way they would die. And I feel like y'all trying to swim through the soapy water, like just die. Why are you not? Cuban nails are delicious. Do you think so? I cannot wait to try one. Oh God, please let the Cuban nails, please let them be prolific next year. Please let them survive. Please, Lord. Help me to do whatever I can do to help these plants. And tell me when to stop trying to help them. Amen. Hmm. Let's see. Seven Angels said compost tea makes my peppers take off seem like um um I forgot what I was gonna say that quick. So the only thing I fertilize with in my garden is the fish emulsion 511, and I do an organic granular fertilizer. So and then eggshells and coffee grounds, uh, which I didn't do a lot of last year. I was like, that worked great for me last year. Why did I not do that again this year? I didn't do it as much, and I really regret it. Um, but I hear you. Compost tea, yes. Yeah, the squash bugs were terrible, absolutely terrible. A Miss Craft said I received some French sorrel starts, beautiful plants, just didn't know what to do with it. There you go. Um, y'all laughing at me. Yes, I would try. Amen. Thank y'all for praying with me. Oh gosh, my boys love the Cuban nails and banana peppers. They put them in everything. I really, really, really hope. I got all kinds of things. I got some new stuff that I really want to try. And then I was like, well, Letitia, it's okay to try new things every year. I mean, why not? I mean, that's what we do, right? To learn. And but I'm just interested and kind of narrowing it down a little bit, starting to narrow it down because I've played around a lot. Okay, for 4 years I've played and tried to figure out what I like, what I don't like, what grows well, what my behavior is with gardening. So if I'm tired of babying this plant, then I'm not doing it anymore. It's too much work. And so I kind of want to narrow things down. So I'm gonna apple cider vinegar works. What with killing the squash bugs? Spraying apple cider vinegar. And I've heard people doing that just on a regular basis anyway. Just mixing a little bit, like a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in a gallon of water and um, spraying down. And I may try that as well. Yep, because I keep apple cider vinegar. I love that in my house. I keep that in my house. Um, okay. All right, y'all. Let's see. I used cow manure on my pomegranate tree last season and the largest fruit growth. Wow. I'm a little and yes, I grew up on a farm, but I just don't recall my grandparents composting manure. And it just creeps me out a little bit. Manure, I know, and every time I meet somebody in the community and we start talking about gardening, they always tell me topsoil, manure, peat moss as a soil medium. And they're like, oh yeah, you get that manure, you're destined to have a good gardening season. And I'm like, okay, I believe you. I really do. I do. And I've been trying to study it a little bit more, like the differences between cow, chicken, and some people use horse manure and things like that. But it kind of freaks me out. So I haven't used manure in my garden. Uh, um, and I don't think, according to the bags of soil that I bought to bring into my garden, that they have manure in them at all. At least the bag says they don't. But I'm a little freaked out by manure. I can admit that. But I see people. I mean, good Lord, Essie. Everybody know Essie. She uses black cow manure and honey. Uh, her, and she also fertilizes very heavily. She don't care how much she's putting in there. She just does it till it feels right, right? And the bull kind of does that too. um, but honey, her plants are huge. Her fruits set on, and so I believe that it works. It just kind of freaks me out a little bit. I don't know. Um, but I hear you, Miss Stephanie. And then yeah, I mean, try it if that's something that you're willing to try. I think once I figure out what we like, I'll probably grow at least one new variety each year just to try them. Right, something like that. Thank you for giving me permission to just grow one. Just do one every year, Letitia. That's okay, right? See, but I'd be wanting to pop off and do like six different varieties or something crazy, like, and I don't have the space for that right now. So again, trying to narrow it down. I wanted to get rabbits just for the poop. I, I mean, why not, right? So I thought about that too, and then I was like, rabbits. I had rabbits. My grandfather bought us. My grandfather kept rabbits on his farm just for us because we wanted rabbits. And so I've thought about having rabbits as pets. My daughter's getting into this whole pet thing. Mommy, I want pets. And I'm like, you're 4 and you're not taking care of nothing. We got you fish and all of those died. And part of it is because she was overfeeding. And yes, we were trying to feed with her, but kids just do things behind it when our backs are turned, and then yeah, it was a mess. So she's 4. She's not ready for pets for real. But I'm thinking about rabbits as well. I've been thinking about it for a long time. Been thinking about it. Um, okay, let me see what y'all saying here. I bought a bag of black no at the big box because of the morning gardener. I've heard of the morning gardener before. I don't know what black no is though. But is that the manure? Sandra, her garden was beautiful. Yes, it is. I know what you mean about manure bear fruit. I've used black cow and cringe a little when I came across a chunk of soil. Oh, I know, right? It just freaks me out. It's like, and then the smell, it's like I do kind of miss the smell of cow. Because I'm from the country and I live in the city now. I've lived in the city since 2004. So when I go home, I'm just like, hay and poop. But yes, it kind of freaks me out knowing that my plants are growing out of it. I don't know. Chickens, yes, I want chickens too, but that's a whole nother. That's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while if I get chickens. Okay, but I didn't say that. I just spent over $80 just on pepper seed. Oh my gosh, $80 on pepper seeds, just on pepper seeds. Oh my goodness. Well, you are bound to have a crop this year. I believe it. I use goat poo in the garden, usually composted through the worm bin. Okay. Oh man, I was outside today and I was talking about I've been entertaining a worm farm or starting a worm bin, and I've tried before and it was totally my fault. And then I bought some worms and actually put them in my compost, and then I put worms in a tire. I had two tires on top of each other. Put worms in there, and they're still there, believe it or not. I was like, oh shoot. But I thought they would die by now, but they are still in the tires. They're not in the bed anymore though. And but I went and turned some soil over today over by the shed, and there are worms everywhere. I was like, I'm not buying no worms to start a worm farm. I will not. I will feed them right over here. And so I'm either thinking about making that a worm bed, just it's right there in the ground. There's so many already there, and just feeding them a lot, and then scooping them up from from that soil, or like literally planting, or both. I don't know. But there's just worms everywhere. I was like, shoot, I'm not buying no worms. I'm just gonna feed the soil. They'll come. They'll come. Let's see. Y'all laughing. Hey, Dee Dee's in the house. What's up, Dee? Let's see. My first year using cow manure, usually use composted grass tea compost. Okay, your first year using it. Well, and like I said, people love it. People absolutely love it. They always tell me, Letitia, if you have this, and it always includes black cow. It always includes black cow manure. And that's great. I just, ugh. See, I just kind of like tasted it. If I bite into this green pepper, is it gonna taste like crap? Like I know that it won't. I know that it won't, y'all. Believe me. It's just these are the things that run through my head. Bless it. Pray for me. Pray for me. Lay hands and pray right now. Goodness, trust and believe you're not the only one. I know. Goodness. $80 on pepper seeds. Honey, you win. You win tonight. You win tonight. But thank you all so much for engaging in this little activity. And I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, so people are growing. People are planting seeds. People are on and popping with their gardens. They're getting plants started. I have not started winter sowing. I will do that the first week of February. Yeah, I will. That's my plan to start the first. And now I'm in zone 6B/7A. And so I personally will start winter sowing my cold crops. I would not do tomatoes and peppers till March. Last year I did my tomatoes and peppers, winter sowed them in February, but I'm not going to do them to March this year. I'm just going to try that and see, because I noticed that everything started to germinate in mid-March last year. And I was like, wow, I planted these a month ago and they're just now germinating in March. So now if we continue to have such a nights are cold, but well, I can't say that either. Here in Kentucky, this weather's crazy. People keep using this term bipolar weather, not to make light of the mental illness or people with that mental illness, but it really has been crazy up and down. Like it's crazy. So, but I'm gonna start. I'm definitely gonna start some flower seeds next week, and then I will start the winter sowing my cold crops. So my lettuces, and I'm gonna try spinach again. Spinach is getting on my nerves. Uh, but I'm gonna try again. Paris Cos, pak choy, some of my herbs. I got some herbs started in the house already, but I'm gonna start some more in my winter sowing containers. And I'm gonna grow all of my pepper plants, most of them in the house this year, because last year I winter sowed them, and about 80% of the plants did not do well. That's the only crop. And I've seen peppers being winter sowed and they turned out fine. And I had some. I had 7 plants that did great with winter sowing. But I winter sowed a lot more than that, a lot of different varieties, and they did not do well. So that's the only one that I had trouble with. Everything else turned out fine. My tomatoes turned out fine, everything. So, but that's the plan. Start the flowers next week. Then I will start winter sowing cold crops, mustards, lettuces, spinaches, pak choy, all that stuff again. I have some stuff still outside that is doing well. The pak choy is doing well. And I also have some that is bolting. But I have other plants that are fine. The Romanesco broccoli is growing. So it's because we got that spout of warm weather. I think it just gave it a break and it just shot up. And then we've had tons of rain. So that's my plan. And then let's see. I'm sorry. Y'all really talking. I started some peppers today. Cool. And then I'm starting nightshades this weekend. Okay. I went to resale shop and got two 10-gallon buckets. So I am really, yes, container gardening. I love container gardening. And that's another thing I'm going to try this year. I'm going to try to grow all my tomatoes in the ground, some peppers in the ground, but most of them in containers this year. I'm going to try that. My Roma tomatoes did really well in containers. I mean, really well, but they did great in the ground. Last year was my first time ever growing in the ground in my area. So but I want to try peppers in containers, tomatoes all in the ground. And yeah, that's going to be mostly my containers next year. Will be mostly peppers. I'm gonna try. Let's see. If moving on one first, then start. If moving on one first, then start the peppers a couple weeks before the tomatoes. Tomatoes can take off super quick and overwhelm fast, but peppers can be attrition maintained a lot easier. So yeah, um, let's see. Start the peppers a couple weeks before the tomatoes. Peppers are really, I mean, they really like to be, even to germinate the seeds, they really like to be warm. And one tip for people that do not, because I don't have heating pads and stuff I don't have those. So what I did last year was, because I grew some peppers in the house and some with the winter sowing. Um, and then placement of my winter sowing containers. I had them in my backyard last year, but you know what? I'm just gonna use some of the crates that I have out front and put a couple in the crates. But I might put the peppers that I do try to winter sow. I'm just gonna put them on the pavement this time instead of on the ground outside, and it gets more sun on my pavement. So that I'm just thinking about placement. Um, but I don't have heating pads for seed germination. So I put the seeds on top of my refrigerator. I put some seeds next to the vents because the heat was running. So I wrapped them in like a towel, like a tea towel. Some people call them tea towels. I call them cup towels. But I just wrapped it in a small towel or washcloth even and put it on the floor, or I was on top of a box next to the heater. I mean, next to the vent, and the warm air was coming out. So any place where it is warm, some people put them in their bathrooms because it's a smaller space. The heat, if the vents open, the heat circulates in there. And then if you take showers, that may help. I mean, not if you take showers. I mean, y'all get what I'm saying. But those are just some tips for people that do not have heat mats or can't afford them or whatever. So I tried that as well. And then let's see. I placed a finger on the screen for you. Thank you. Thank you, Lynette. Oh goodness. Spinach is fickle. It is. And people do different things. I've seen people clip the seeds. I've seen people soak the seeds. I've seen people put the seeds in the refrigerator for 5 days or 4 days, something like that. I've seen all kinds of different tricks people try to use to do spinach. And I hate that because I really love spinach. Um, so I'm thinking that, and I had spinach to germinate. I did. It's cold. It grows. Every plant grows really cold. I mean, really slow in the cold. So, let's see. 7 said, well, good night, all. Good night, sweet. I'm going to order my seeds next week and get things going. I just found a tomato doing great in the greenhouse, so I know it'll work. Boom. There you go. There you go. So good night. Good night. And yeah, good info, you two. Really, really. But I've seen all of those different types of things. But I just spinach is one of those crops. I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna have to go to the store and buy it. And I hate that it just doesn't work that way for me. I don't know. I don't know why it's not working well. But okay, y'all. Thank y'all so much for entertaining me. I really appreciate it. I really did, and being good sports and helping me out with this game plan. Just figuring out what you all like to have in your gardens, and then just stay tuned. Stay tuned. We got some things going on. Again, next week I'll be planting the flowers, seeds, and then the first week or so in February I'll start winter sowing. So everybody that has not, now there have been several people that have started winter sowing, and Diva is one of those. And somebody else told me there was it Miss Angela's Garden Sense. I think it was Miss Angela's Garden Sense. Don't quote me on that. But she had told me that she started winter sowing as well. And I know Miss Cheryl says she doesn't do it because she has a big greenhouse, so she doesn't have to. Um, but yeah, so we'll just start off with that. I do have a video on what how to winter sow. Winter sow is different than winter growing. Okay, winter sowing and winter growing are two different things. I'm winter growing right now outside. People that have greenhouses and grow food during the winter time are winter growing. Winter sowing is the concept where you use plastic containers, put holes in the bottom of them, cut them open, put your soil in, plant your seeds shallowly in there, water it in real good, tape up the plastic containers and set them out in the cold, in the snow, in the rain. Okay, those plastic containers act like mini little mini greenhouses. And so I do have an intro video. I did a live stream on that. So just check my playlist called live streams on the channel and you can see that. And then I also have a playlist called Winter Sowing that I did last season. So you can check that out as well. Last season was the first time I ever winter sowed and I had great results. I was blown away. So that's why I'm doing it again this year because I really do believe in the concept and it really did work. I was like, oh Lord, I don't know, but it really did work. I was so pleased with the results. So go check that out. And when is everyone starting their Roselle is a question. Who said they had Roselle? Somebody was it making lemons? I can't let's see. Lemonade making lemonade from lemons. Uh Somebody said they were starting Roselle or had some Roselle. Um, I don't. So I'm not gonna be starting that. Miss Carver, are you growing Roselle? Um, so yeah, but thank you all so much for your loving kindness and engaging in the chat today and giving me some ideas. Y'all really have helped a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will talk to you all later. Y'all know I will. Bye.